What's up, guys? Welcome to Buckets and Chill, the Retrospect.com's official NBA podcast. I'm your co-host, Javier Faustino, alongside Vincent Pao and Andre Santos. So, how we doing? We just watched the Denver Nuggets shock the world and defeat the Los Angeles Clippers in 7 games. They completed the 3-1 comeback. Kawhi Leonard, Doc Rivers, and Paul George are under an immense amount of scrutiny. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are on top of the world. What do you guys think about the series?
Well, we discussed the Clippers Nuggets series in the pod a while ago. So I we didn't really touch on the Nuggets just because we just wanted to roast the Clippers as much as possible. But more on that, the matchup between the Lakers and the Nuggets seems like a matchup where you wouldn't really know what to expect until they play game one. Because I don't know, the Lakers have a thing of losing
Agreed.
game one for some reason. Why do you guys lose game one? Is it a psychology thing? Do they just be like, you know what, let's just drop this game and make them so confident? And then,
I think, game one for any playoff team, it's like a feel out game. You want to see
and
what your opponent can do, what strategies they're going to do against you. So with game one, you really don't know what you're gonna get, and then you see the adjustments made in the future
LeBron's
games,
like
and normally,
the ultimate feel out
like-
player, right?
yeah, exactly, and normally, like 9 times out of 10, like the best team wins a 7 game series.
Right. And they had the privilege of going against Portland and Houston, who they could really lose a game 1-2 and know that they could come back. But
Yeah,
for this series, I think it might be the same.
Yeah, you think they're gonna lose game one too? And then
I'm not
Lakers in
saying
five.
I'm not saying they will lose game 1. I'm just saying they can afford to lose game 1 and win this series.
they can come back.
But I just
I'll
want
make
to say one thing though. Can the Lakers hopefully just sweep and not go 3-1? Because they go 3-1.
I
I don't know.
I don't want to be in 3-1. The Nuggets, they've came back from how many times now? In four different series they were down 3-1 and they came back. So, this team, like there's no quit in them. They have like supreme confidence in themselves. They don't get rattled. And yeah, they believe in the leader that Nikola Jokic
Okay, so
is.
here's my bold prediction. Well, not really a bold prediction because it's happened twice. So the Nuggets beat the Lakers game one. Jamal Murray is so hyped. They're like spraying water bottles everywhere, swearing to the children, and Jokic getting it there. The media's going off. LeBron's a choker. It's over. The Lakers don't fit. They're not gonna win. LeBron's not the GOAT. And then the Lakers win in 5 games, and they make the finals, and they're probably gonna win the championship. That's my prediction.
The Lakers should just go down 3-1 also and be like, we can do it also. Like we can come back from 3-1.
It's just funny. I bet LeBron's like, let's lose one game so that the world goes crazy. Like when you lost against the Blazers, everyone was like, the series is
Oh my
over.
gosh. Yeah.
The Lakers
That was
suck.
crazy. That was a crazy time. And I think, part of the reason was because the Lakers didn't look the same in the bubble.
Right.
And one thing to look out for in this Nuggets series, like there are different levels to LeBron James, especially now that he's 35. Like he needs to approach certain games differently. So in the regular season, he pretty much like coasts. He has his playmaking, does his like really stiff step back three, but for the most part, like he picks his spots and everything. And then there's playoff Braun, who like takes his game to the next level, and that's like consistently in the playoffs. But there's another level to him, which is like Avatar State LeBron James, like Super Saiyan LeBron James. Like that's the LeBron James that led the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors in
This
every
is
single
the-
statistical category in the
Yep.
finals. So I think if the Lakers do get in trouble against the Nuggets, no one has an answer.
So you
for
think he's
LeBron
going
James.
Super Saiyan, LeBron James?
If he has to, I don't think he will. I think he'll just be playoff.
I miss my
LeBron
family,
James.
LeBron James. You saw his stories. He's
Yeah.
posting his wife, like him making out with his wife. He posted like
Staring her
10,
down.
10 stories of his wife. They didn't go, right? They didn't go to the bubble.
No.
Savannah did.
Savannah did.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. she's
Bronny
there.
and
But the kids know because he said that there wasn't much
to do.
to do for
Yeah.
kids in the bubble. Yeah.
And we can confidently say that about LeBron because these past series, including this next one, there's no pesky defender who's gonna be annoying the hell out of him again. Because sometimes you worry about LeBron coming to a series, like let's say even no matter how annoying he is, you'd kind of be worried about Pat Bev or some guy
Mhm.
like that annoying LeBron getting into his head a bit. But
There's
there
no
hasn't been
Lou
that guy
against
in
Dort. Um,
Portland, in Houston, and I don't see that guy in Denver.
So you don't think
agreed.
Jamal Murray's giving it to LeBron? You don't think they're gonna?
Bro,
He's like one on one
You
right
know-
now.
Pops it in his face.
So this, yeah, let's think about the specific schemes. Like I think so. Let's start with LeBron James, right? I think they're gonna put Jeremy Grant on him, right?
yeah,
Like from their starting lineup. He's good. Like he's a decent defender, athletic, strong, good vertical, but he's not the Kawhi Leonard that you need on LeBron James.
Dude, how
I
long has
think
it been since the Lakers played? It's been quite.
I think they're gonna
It's been
yeah I
like a
think they're
week,
gonna
bro.
have a 5 day break before game one,
Wait, no.
and
So
that
when was their
yeah
last game? Like 4 days ago, 3 days ago.
I think
3 days
And then,
ago,
yeah
right?
and then what?
3 days,
When does
and
this
then there's a two.
conference? They have like 3 days now.
3 days
Or
from now, so it's
3 days.
gonna be
So they basically had a
5 6
week
days.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
and I think
great. The rest time for LeBron, man. That's what he
but
needs.
there's a flip side to that. Like it's the whole like rust versus rest debate.
yeah,
Like NBA, yeah, they always say like if they don't play for that long, there's actually a bit of rust because they're not like in their
It's not
rhythm.
like they're a team to get rusty though. Like LeBron and AD. I don't think
yeah,
that's happening.
Yeah, for them no, but I think like our shooters, for example, we've been shooting it really well, like in the
yeah.
bubble
KCP.
towards the end at least.
So,
Danny
how do you
Green,
guys
yeah,
feel about the matchups for this series?
yeah. So I guess Jeremy Grant on him, and then with
I
Anthony
guess
Davis, like
Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, we just have
yeah.
to guess.
You just have to guess,
But
bro.
no, but see that is better, like the Jeremy Grant on LeBron James than whoever they put on Anthony Davis. Just think about it. Like Jokic is too slow to keep up with Anthony Davis, and Paul Millsap's too small
Right.
to keep up with Anthony Davis. So I feel like with Davis especially, they're gonna have to defend him by committee. They're gonna have to like double him whenever he goes deep in the post, and yeah, just get the ball out of his hands.
I
I
mean,
think the weakness for the Lakers will be the wings compared to the wings of the Nuggets. I think that's something the Nuggets can take
the
advantage of.
wings.
Yeah.
Besides
No,
LeBron, I mean,
I'm just stating this as LeBron as the point guard.
Oh, okay.
okay,
So
got it.
having Danny Green, let's say Danny Green, KCP, and then maybe MPJ taking advantage. Young goat, shout out. I'm a big fan.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't want. I'm not really gonna look into the matchups of this series because like the last time I did that, I was like, you know what, the Nuggets don't have a chance in this series based on the matchup against the
Right.
Clippers. They're like, nah, bro.
I think yeah, against the Clippers, the
I was
matchups
like,
were bad,
what?
and you saw what
There's no
happened.
way that any like when it was Utah Denver game 7, I was like, there's no way any of these teams beat the Clippers.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is their ceiling, the Nuggets, because I mean we've seen it. They came back down 3-1 twice already, right? But
Yeah,
this Lakers team, you can't bet against them at the same time. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you
I don't
can.
want to bet against the
And
Nuggets, but I really just have to pick the Lakers in this one.
yeah, and I feel like fatigue is like a serious factor that you have to look into. Obviously, you get more and more like wear and tear the deeper you go in the playoffs. But this Nuggets team, especially, like two straight 3-1 game 7 series, like, and then you're gonna do it against the Lakers, who are insane, like a fast break team, like play with high tempo. Like they're gonna wear them
Yeah.
down when they're already worn down. So I feel like that's another
How
factor
happy do you think the Lakers are today? seeing
after that
seeing
Clippers
the
loss.
Clippers lose.
I think with that,
How happy is LeBron?
it the Laker fan base doesn't feel threatened by the Clippers because they have that 16 championship to 0 championship deficit, right? The Clippers have never been to a conference
No, but I'd
finals.
still
So
face Denver.
the way the Laker fans feel is like get out of the Staples Center basement, basically. Like go back to San Diego.
No, but I mean, it must have
But
been. It felt good, like with all the analysts saying, like
yeah,
Clippers,
because they talked such a big
Yeah.
game, and then they
Clippers.
fell so short. So yeah.
But
That's
I don't
embarrassing for the
think the
Clippers.
Lakers are as happy as we think, because as a player also you think, okay, cool. We're not facing the Clippers. We avoid
Yeah,
facing these talented guys. But you also worry we're facing a team, a legit team who's gonna
yeah.
try to expose our
Does
weaknesses,
but does LeBron really think
force
of
us
that?
to work.
I don't know, dude.
No, but you have. It's important to like respect your opponent
True,
because you
true.
have
But
to
it's
get up
LeBron
for them.
James, bro. I bet he's just looking at who we playing
But
today. It's
but
like-
the thing is, the Clippers did that exact
Exactly.
same thing.
Yeah.
They overlooked the
True.
Nuggets and they
That's
lost.
There.
true.
So that's my number one fear for this Lakers team is that they're gonna overlook the Nuggets. They're gonna look at the finals already, and they're not gonna take them seriously, and they're gonna get like ran out of the gym
I
or
just help.
something.
I just can't help.
That's the worst case scenario. That's
I
the
just can't.
worst case
Yeah.
I just
scenario.
can't help but think LeBron's literally just on his phone the whole day, Instagram, enjoying his day, dancing, posting on his story. Then the game started and he's like, "Oh, who we playing today? Oh, it's the Nuggets, not the Clippers." And then he plays the same, and then they're gonna win in 5 games. I don't know. I'm very high on the Lakers right now. I mean,
Yeah,
these two past series, maybe not against the best teams, but
Yep.
yeah.
there's no reason to doubt that they're winning it all. None.
I think
And I also don't think
one.
like any of the Eastern Conference teams can beat them. Like I'm a Celtics fan.
So I
I
think
don't
yeah. So I think one adjustment that we'll see from the Lakers in the Houston series versus the Lakers in this Nuggets series is they're gonna start playing their bigs
Yeah.
again, and because they need it against like Jokic and Millsap, and then off of the bench they play Plumlee, right?
Yep.
So that means yeah, JaVale and Dwight can come back in. I don't know, like I don't know if I like that to be honest, because they mess up the tempo of the game. They make it slower, and it affects like the spacing on the
Right.
floor for LeBron's drives and Davis post ups.
It's really gonna be a dilemma because you choose if you're gonna put McGee or Howard to defend Jokic instead of exhausting Davis. But
Yeah,
what that sacrifices is the spacing that they got playing Morris, Kuzma, and Davis together, all shooters. So they really showed how they could play small ball effectively with their lineup.
yeah,
So it's just a matter of choosing what's gonna work best.
agreed.
I haven't even
So I think that
okay, go.
I think am I brave enough to? I think the Lakers will. I would have chose the Lakers in 5, but because I know the heart of this Denver team, I'll be very conservative and I'll say Lakers in 6.
Lakers. I don't know, dude. If you say Lakers in 6, that means the Nuggets win that game down 3-1,
2 games.
and then
They win 2 games.
it looks like deja vu all over again. Unless the Lakers go,
I
I
think
don't know. I feel like
true.
it has to be
Okay,
5 or 4.
I'll just be brave. Lakers in
Yeah,
5.
dude, I
There.
don't think
What do you guys
I
have?
have Lakers in 5 too.
I am taking the Lakers in 4.
4.
Yes.
I was
I've
gonna say 4.
Have you
I
learned?
just-
Have you learned nothing
I know.
from watching
That's
these
why
Nuggets?
I counted
No, I'm just
Denver
kidding.
out
I'm just kidding.
twice, and I'm counting them
Well,
out again.
the only
I hope
reason
they
why-
maybe they'll prove me wrong, but
the only reason
taking
why
the
I'm
Lakers in
picking
4.
Lakers in 5 and not Lakers in 4 is because Lakers always lose game 1. That's it. That's the only reason
Game
why. For
1.
some reason, they always just lose game 1.
Yeah, agreed. So that okay. So we're all in agreement for Lakers coming out of the West. So let's like look at the East for a second.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the East now,
We have
aren't we?
the Celtics and the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. We just finished watching Game 1.
Crazy game.
Who you guys got?
Oh, who we picking for
Yeah.
the series after game 1?
Yeah,
Celtics in 7. I'm still confident. It was a close game. It was a good game. It was everything you wanted to see out of a game 1. I think we got to see stars and
Right.
an amazing block by Bam in the end of.
yeah,
Were you watching that live?
yeah. I
That was crazy, bro.
I
Above
that
the
was
rim.
one of
I thought
the
Tatum
best
was gonna
blocks.
destroy him at the ring.
That was one of the best blocks I've ever seen, especially in the playoffs. Because there's something about like you have that LeBron historic block against Andre Iguodala, right?
Yep.
But that's a chase down
Yeah.
block. It's different
When it's
when
right
it's like
in
a
your
face
face.
up block. Yeah, he's like, you're not gonna dunk this on me, even though you're coming right
Right.
at me full head of steam. Like, yeah,
It was crazy
Superhuman
because like
recovery by Adebayo.
it was crazy like because Tatum settled for a three the possession to win the game and he missed it, so he decided to put his head down and oh my god, dude, that block was. I think that's one of the best. I think it was the best block of the decade. Like maybe
Yeah.
not including LeBron's chase down block. That was crazy. That
Mhm.
was a
Yeah.
dunk. That was
Yeah,
supposed to be a posterized. If you didn't get that,
yeah, and it's also the context
I have a
of
question though.
for LeBron's at
If
least.
you block the ball but it's already entering the cylinder, but it's a dunk, can you call a goaltending on that? No,
I don't think so.
No, I
it's
don't
not.
think so.
So as
I don't
long
think
as
so.
it's
Yeah.
a dunk, you can block it.
Yeah.
As long as your hands
Yeah.
As
not
long as your
going
hand
under.
doesn't come from under the rim.
Yeah. But as
Yeah.
long as
Yeah.
the ball's still in
Yeah.
the hand of the, you can block it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that's clean.
So I have Lakers in 5 against the Nuggets. I have Heat in 7 versus the Celtics. So that gives me a Lakers Heat finals, and I think Lakers in
I
6.
think Lakers in 5.
What about you
Lakers in
guys?
5.
I have the Celtics in 6. Kind of sad that I got the game 1 prediction wrong. That's my first mistake. Might have. I hope it doesn't start my Stephen A. type of mistakes.
It
But
could.
but yeah, I have the Celtics in 6, and I have the Lakers in 4. Lakers Celtics finals, and
Yeah.
probably their Lakers in 6 as well.
It's just I don't know.
Interesting.
There's just both Eastern teams they're good teams. They're not. I
The
think we're gonna.
Lakers.
I think if the Celtics make it, we could take the Lakers to maybe like 6-7 games, and then
Yeah,
it would take not a miracle per se, but like a really good game by or a really good series by all our
yeah,
players to beat them.
Yeah. I think the yeah, so I have Heat over Celtics, but I actually think that the harder matchup for the Lakers in the finals is the Celtics.
agree.
The Celtics would do better against the
Yeah, because
Lakers
I
in
feel
the
like the
finals.
the Heat are deeper, but the Celtics have more big time stars. And I don't know, the
Yeah.
finals, LeBron's gonna play the whole game.
Yeah,
Anthony
Like
Davis is gonna
42
play the whole
minutes,
game.
unlike
Yeah,
Coach Bud philosophy.
it's not like bench depth is important, but at the end of the day, I think if you get James playing the whole game, you have to rely on your stars the most.
right.
Yeah.
But
So what does that mean for
LeBron James's
LeBron
legacy.
James? His 4th ring, potentially. What
No,
does it mean?
I was very critical of him. I told Javier like if he doesn't win this year, that's harsh on his legacy. Like I
Mhm.
think he should win, and I think this is the best chance for him to win it in a
Right.
long time. So he
And if he does, what does it change? We know what happens if he doesn't
Yeah.
win,
are
but
we
if he
going
does
to
win it,
go
The fact that he should win, in my opinion, doesn't change anything for the
yeah,
GOAT debate.
me also.
So if he was like the underdog or something, it could mean a lot. But the fact that he should be winning this year's championship doesn't really
Yeah.
do anything yet.
but let me play devil's advocate. The
You what do you mean devil's advocate?
they
You mean
were
your opinion?
they were not the favorites going into this season. You know, it was the Clippers. Everyone was riding the Clippers,
Yeah.
fans and
Yeah, but we
analysts
realized
talking
today
about
that
how
the
deep
Clippers
they
are
were.
ass, bro. We already I think LeBron didn't have nothing to do with the Clippers losing. They're not a good.
I wish he did.
Huh?
I wish the Clippers advanced just so the Lakers could have beat
I think
them.
that would have looked
Yeah.
better in LeBron's legacy if the Clippers
Right.
won and
Yeah.
the Lakers
Yeah.
and LeBron absolutely destroyed them. But not that the
Yeah.
Nuggets destroyed them. The best chance is for the Lakers to absolutely
Yeah.
sweep the Nuggets and just show the whole NBA that oh my god, we're miles
Yeah.
ahead of the Clippers.
Let me just say though that if the Nuggets win, that's terrible for LeBron.
Yeah.
my,
Oh yeah, for
That-
sure.
oh my,
I mean,
That's why they shouldn't overlook the
They
Nuggets.
shouldn't.
yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
in my head, I was already planning for a Clippers Lakers pod, like the matchups and everything, like ready to go.
Yeah.
The Nuggets won.
Fun
So
fact, guys.
Yeah,
You
fun
almost
fact,
did a
we-
Lakers Clippers pod.
We named it Lakers Clippers pod preview.
And it was like, what was it? It was only like game 5 or 6
Yeah,
of
right.
the Clippers
We were all
Nuggets.
like,
They were
yeah,
up
you
3-1. Like it's over.
We
Let's do the pod. And we're like, are we sure? Let's just wait for.
good thing we did.
No, but yeah, back to
Would've ruined
the legacy thing. I said this to Javier, or I said it to someone, I forgot who, but the only way Kawhi saves his legacy is for the Nuggets to beat the Lakers. And the only way LeBron improves his legacy is the Lakers to absolutely destroy the Nuggets at the suspense of the Nuggets
Yeah,
beating the Clippers. It
Right.
would have been much
yeah, I
better if
agree.
they met in the conference finals and LeBron
I
beat
agree.
them.
Clippers fans and Kawhi fans should pray to the heavens
That the
that
Nuggets win, right?
the Nuggets
Yeah.
somehow win, because everyone's gonna look back in history like, oh wow, this Nuggets team, they beat the Clippers
Yeah.
with Kawhi, they beat the Lakers with LeBron. Like, it'll change the whole
Exactly.
narrative.
The Clippers
Definitely.
wouldn't look like chokers anymore. They just look like.
Yeah,
But nah, we'll see what happens in game one. But as of now, I still heavily on the Lakers.
yeah. So I'll ask you guys, who are your X factors in the Lakers team and the Nuggets team? So for this series, I think the Lakers X factor is Rajon Rondo, right?
Yep.
Like playoff Rondo. And I think he's so important because the Nuggets have shown that they're a really deep team. They have a formidable bench. They showed that against the Clippers. So if Rondo can provide valuable minutes and production off the bench, then he'll be the X factor for the Lakers.
The X
Agree. Like
factor for the Lakers. Uh I don't know if there's a particular X factor. I think it's more of if LeBron James and Anthony
Just
Davis
show
show
up
up.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
be
just
the
show their
Lakers.
name and just be the Lakers, bro. That's all they need to do.
I think
Well, I think it's easier for the Nuggets as like the insane underdog here, who's the X factor to
The X factor is
bring
is,
them.
is if Jamal Murray continues to play like Michael Jordan. That's the solution for me.
me, I have can't choose, but I'm going with either Gary Harris or MPJ.
Gary
Really,
Harris.
just putting the work in
I
and
thought I th-
we're exposing Danny Green and KCP if they can.
dude, I thought you were gonna say like
Like,
Yeah,
Paul Millsap or something. I would have lost my mind.
dude, MPJ is second in rebounds for the Nuggets in the playoffs and third in points. So it's gonna
yeah.
be big if he can stay consistent, knock down crucial shots for them.
Mhm.
And
I think
yeah,
I agree with you that MPJ is the X factor of the Nuggets because we've seen enough. Like what you're getting from an MVP candidate, Nikola Jokic. You know what you're getting with like a clutch killer in Jamal Murray. But with MPJ, like the Lakers defense in the bubble has been amazing. They've been suffocating. So if he can still replicate his production, then the Nuggets have a chance to still be in the game.
yep,
why
Because the other guys, they have more difficulty creating their own shot. But if you watch MPJ's game, he can shoot those pull-up
right.
jumpers. He can shoot those contested jumpers. So regardless of what the defense does, he might be able to still be
Exactly.
what
productive.
Because he's gonna be able to shoot over Kuz or Morris, whoever's gonna be on him. So the
Yeah,
Lakers are gonna force the Nuggets to take tough shots. That's for sure.
yeah,
So it's about who has the ability to make those tough shots. So we know Jokic, like you said, Murray will be hopefully consistent
yeah.
for them, but MPJ with his length, that's gonna be great for them if he knocks down those shots.
wait why
Yeah.
Gary Harris? Javier knows that's my guy, bro. You know the
Well,
story of me and Gary Harris.
no, I do not.
We had a fantasy league. Dude, every year I think this guy's gonna I think he's gonna pop off, man. Like, I always drop it.
It's because he can't really
I'm
shoot
like,
that.
yo, Javier, this is my
Yeah,
dark
this
horse
bro.
pick, man. Gary Harris. The next year he doesn't he gets injured. I draft him again.
You can't
Gary
can't
Harris,
pick
bro.
just a defensive player for fantasy in
No, but
an
keep in mind
offensive
we had a big
statistic-driven
league.
league.
We had like a 12 people league, and it's one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
times where you're really like scratching for these players, like in the later rounds. Like you don't know who you're gonna pick. Like, oh my god,
Right.
dude, Corey Joseph just had a 13-point game, 5 rebounds. Yeah, that was my Gary Harris, dude. He'd show up and then he'd just
My
disappear.
that guy for me was Darren Collison. My gosh, that guy's a
You see
baller.
them in the
Gets
transaction trends. They're like,
yeah.
oh my god, everyone's adding
Gets
Darren Carlson. Gotta add him for. Yeah, dude.
gets 3-pointers, gets assists, low turnover, all around player. But I think, like we talked about earlier, how coaching is in this day and age really underrated. I actually think you can say that Mike Malone is an X factor because of how he'll approach LeBron James and Anthony Davis in the pick and roll, and how they have LeBron in like the high post, like passing out of it.
Yeah.
Like, how will they line up their defense against him? How will they defend by committee against Anthony Davis? Because obviously the matchups aren't there one on
You
one.
think LeBron gets like when he sees like a defensive tactic against him? You think he ever goes like, "Oh my god, this is new. I haven't faced this before, man." Or does he like? I mean, how many
I think he
years?
like I think
17 years in the
I
league.
think
He's
he
like, okay, for that one, I have to make this one. I have to make this pass right here. I know how this works out.
I think anytime LeBron sees a team void of a shot blocker because they have Jokic and Paul Millsap, and void of non-elite lockdown defenders, he's licking his chops, man. Like,
No, he's
after he swatted like Steph Curry's shot in the finals, and he gave him like that smirk, like that
that
infamous
love
smirk.
smirk.
Vince, that smile, that damn smile, like that's how he sees the Nuggets
No, I
defense.
was just commenting how he's such a smart player where I feel like no matter what you throw at him, he'll know what to do already. Like he's never the type who's
Right.
gonna be like, "Oh my god, dude, this is new. What do I do? What do I do?" He's gonna be like, "Okay, wait, they're doubling here. That means KCP is open right
Yeah.
there." And the only X factor is KCP. If he's
Yeah,
break the shot or make it, but LeBron will always make the right play. You can trust him to do that.
yeah, agreed.
And for those who are watching the NBA, not just for entertainment but to learn, I think this is also a good opportunity. It's great that we have a team like the Nuggets in the conference finals because we have a
Agreed.
solid team who you can actually learn from. Because we're not all gonna be LeBron, we're not gonna be Anthony Davis, but
Hmm.
we can be Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, these underdogs and learn from them how they're
How they get
beating these
swept.
veterans, and we're gonna be able to learn a lot from them. I think in this series,
Learn how.
and
I,
if they
I agree.
win,
They're
that's gonna be crazy,
Yeah,
pa.
I agree that they're a really well coached team. Everyone knows their roles. There are no personalities or scandals or
Scandals.
infectious
Lou
yeah,
Williams.
events on this team.
Dan
Like they just
House.
they know their job. So I think So unfortunately we all have the Lakers.
So the
Unfortunately.
Lakers. That's the NBA. The talent will sometimes really have to overcome these things, but we saw them upset the Clippers. Who knows what might happen? The
Yeah.
ball is around, man. The
If
ball
the
is
Nuggets
around.
Yeah.
win, though, if the Nuggets win, will you, Andre, be happy or disappointed? I feel like a lot of
Well,
people are excited for a Lakers finals, but
yeah.
then the Nuggets beating
A
them
lot
is
of people.
also revolutionary. So I don't know where you
I'm
stand.
I'm used to this feeling when, let's say, the Nuggets do win and people are disappointed. I'm used to that as a Spurs fan.
That the
I've heard
Spurs.
so many times where no one wants to see the Spurs win because it's gonna be so boring, blah blah blah.
Because it's not the flashy
Yeah,
Right,
star
yeah, yeah.
right.
power,
But
highlight
it's
plays.
good for the NBA.
It's effective
Yeah.
basketball.
And it's
Yeah.
Oh, if the
the
Nuggets
NBA
win, that's
adapting the
great for the
Euro ball
NBA.
style.
They're all drafted,
Yeah.
right? All of them were
Yeah,
Yeah.
homegrown,
Jokic,
pretty
Homegrown.
much. Yeah.
except Grant. I think Grant was from
Grant,
OKC.
Grant
Yeah.
and
But
Millsap, but basically
Harris,
that is
Murray, Jokic, and I think like Torrey Craig, Monte Morris, all those players.
Yeah.
Mitchell and Gobert.
Yeah.
They're all
So I think, we're expecting and hoping for a Lakers Celtics finals to restore the next era of this historic
I
Yeah.
have
rivalry.
a question. Once you get eliminated from the bubble, you're out, right? You can't stay.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
out.
you pack your
That's
bags.
why
Now there's only
Boardman
like
boards plane.
so there's only 4 teams left in the bubble,
Yeah,
Yep.
basically.
I
That's
think
kind
so.
of sad
Now.
though. Well,
All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. And remember, come through with buckets and chill for all things basketball.